It stinks. So, where do I start? I don't like the way this looks. I'm sorry. Let me adjust y'all real fast. Okay, so I'm in my PJs. Anyways, to begin this, you know, get together video, I'd like to say viewer discretion is advised. I'm going to be talking about suicide attempt. So if that's triggering for you, please be careful. Another thing is that I had to skip a couple stories because everyone is begging for this story. And it's not that I didn't want to give it, it's just there's a lot of more stories that people wanted me to tell. But, you know, since you guys are asking me, this story is going to be about my brother and him drinking bleach, because a lot of people were confused, you know, they're like, that doesn't make sense, that's not how it works. And I'm like, how the fuck is it? What? How you tell me? But so yeah, viewer discretion is advised. But I wonder if this is too loud. Anyways, I just don't like how it's dead quiet. But getting back to the story. So it was Valentine's Day, my freshman year. And in the day beforehand and a couple weeks beforehand, my brother was mowing lawns and like doing all of that. We're obviously not the richest people, and so my mom couldn't give him money, so he had to work for his own money. And he was mowing lawns, doing all of that. Like, he was working on cars with my grandpa, trying to make money to get her a Valentine's Day gift, his girlfriend. And they had been together, I want to say, for like a cool year or something like that. And it wasn't that I didn't like her, it's just she gave him a lot of issues. So I was iffy about her, I'd say. And so he had made a lot of money to buy her whatever he wanted for Valentine's Day. We thought, you know, like a couple chocolates, you know, roses, something like that. This man went and bought her shoes, 2 pairs of Vans, roses, chocolates, painted, because we all do art, so it was about that size, like that big, of a poster board, and it said like his name and her name, and then like Minnie Mouse, and like, because that was their thing, you know. So it was really cute, you know. I was like, oh yeah, she'll definitely like this, like this is super cute. You went all out, you know, like what girl wouldn't want something like that, you know. So we get to school, I get my little thing from my ex-boyfriend, you know. My day's cool. I'm pretty sure he didn't see her till lunchtime, so you know, that was fine. But I seen him right before, or like at lunch, and he seemed fine. Like, he was cool, and he was just like, yeah, okay, love you. And I was like, love you too, you know. And me and my brother, we didn't really talk at school unless like I needed him and I knew I could text him or like, hey, get over here. You know. So I seen him, you know, if I see him, I give him a hug. Other than that, you know. And so I seen him, seemed fine, was fine. And that's when my day went on. It was cool. And I had softball that day, and it was like, what is it? The preseason? Yeah. And so we were playing, we were supposed to be playing, but I forgot why. I'm pretty sure it was because it was Valentine's Day that we didn't play. But there was this like little classroom that our coach had. So we just went in there, and we had like cookies and some shit. And my mom calls me, she's like, hey, I'm here. So of course I say bye to everybody. And my brother and me, we wait at different, like, because he had football and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure he was trying to do track. But he also would stay after school. Well, I stayed after school for softball, so, like, he could go with his girlfriend. I meant the quotations around the girlfriend thing, sorry. But, not the softball thing. But, so he was supposed to be staying with his girlfriend. And so I came out, my mom's like, where's L? I'm just going to call my brother L. And so I was like, I don't know. I thought he was in the car already. And she was like, no, where is he? And then we're blowing up his phone. We're trying to tell him, like, where you at, where you at, where you at? We're, like, texting him, where you at, where you at? Like, no answer, no answer. And so at this point, my mom thinks, like, you know, he's just messing around. Because, yeah, he's probably just messing around. And so we're like, okay, whatever, my mom. And we don't live that far from my school. So she was like, okay, he can walk home since he wants to play games, you know? And so we're driving, and he calls my mom, and he's bawling, like, bawling his eyes out. And he's like, Mom, I can't do this anymore. I don't want to do this. I don't want to live anymore. Like, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, what the fuck And my mom's looking at me, so I'm like, dude, he was fine. Like, what's going on? And so she's like, talk to him. So I'm like, hey, what's going on? He's like, I can't do this anymore, Marilyn. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I'm like, just breathe. Like, it's going to be okay. Where are you? And he's like, no, 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 you can't come find me. And I'm like, Lucius, where are you? Like, where are you at? Like, come on now. And he hangs up. So at this point, me and my mom are freaking out. We call the cops. We're like, hey, we want to file a missing persons report. He just called us. He's doing like really suicidal statements and things like that. And so after that, we went around the school looking for him. We went everywhere. We asked people, the staff, where they seen him. They're like, we seen him walking towards this way. And so we followed where they told us. We didn't see him. Like, I want to say an hour or like 30 minutes or an hour. We get a call from the cops and they're like, hey, is your son blah, blah, blah. And we were like, yeah. And then they were like, well, we found him at Walmart and he drank a whole bottle of bleach and he's passed out on the floor. And so, of course, what all of you guys are thinking, like, that big ass chug of bleach is what you guys were probably thinking. Same thing we thought. We were like, and my mom started breaking down crying, and we're like, oh my god, he's gone. Like, he's really gone. Like, there's no way you can survive that. And so they're like, we're taking him to the hospital now. He still has a pulse. And we're like, like, all of us are like, what the fuck? Because we were told he drank a whole bottle of bleach. So, sorry. So my mom gets there. She drops me off at home because my little autistic brother had to watch him. And I'm like freaking out. I'm like, dude, like, where did this go wrong? Like, he was just fine. Like, but again, you know, depression and things like that, things of the sort. And so, my mom gets there and they're like, oh yeah, hey, like, he's doing okay, blah, 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 blah. My mom's like, how? He drank a whole bottle of bleach. They're like, oh, you know those little bottles like this? That's what he drank. And we were like, what? Like, we thought they were talking about the whole big old thing. I mean, it's still bad, but like, talking about a whole bottle of bleach, you know? So, we get his results back. He burned from this part of his esophagus or throat, whatever, to the middle of his stomach. Like, all of that was burned. He had like tubes down his throat to help him like eat and stuff. He had like the IVs for the fluids and everything like that. He was in the hospital for about a week. And I remember seeing him for the first time in the hospital. He got really small. And I was just like, hey, and like, my thing was like, I always made people laugh, like, no matter what. Like, I have a video and like I was doing funny filters and he wasn't supposed to be talking or laughing, of course, and he kept laughing. He was like, Marilyn, and then they had to like tell me to get out because they were like, you're making him laugh too much. And then he started crying because obviously. And honestly, my place is, I don't think I'm per se allowed to say why he did it, because I don't think that's my place to try to justify that. But I can say my opinion. So I believe it was probably because his girlfriend, after the fact, like, he had told us that she had said, like, she was trying to tell him to take it back and things like that. It was a really blurry story that he was telling us, like, that she was saying to try to take it back, like, I don't want this, like, this is too much, and blah 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 blah. And so that's kind of the story we got, but at the same time, I don't know what was going through his mind. You know, I can't justify why he was feeling like that, or I don't want to say a reason because I'm not sure if that's per se true. So, and I'm also not gonna try to say, oh, this is why you were feeling like that, you know? So, but from my standpoint, that's about what was going on. That week, it was really hard. I had like CPS, of course, come pull me out of class. I had all of his friends, all of my friends, hey, Marilyn, Mare, what's going on? Mare, what's going on? And he's okay, you know, like, everyone, because my brother was on the football team, so everyone, of course, knew my brother. And it was just like, wow. It was a lot at that point. It was a lot to take. But I can say that he is a survivor, and that, man, he's so strong. And if you're watching this, brother, you know which one I'm talking about. I love you, and that I think you're a very strong person. Yeah, so that's the story. I hope everyone that was asking about it finally watches this. Yeah, and I might get my brother on a TikTok, and you know, if he wants to talk about it, he can. I guess tell his part if he's comfortable. But yeah. I think that's about it. Love you, stinks. Also, I just wanted to say a big thank you to everyone. And if you've been through half the shit that I've been through, I'm here for you, and I'm sorry. You deserve the world, and love you, stinks.